Good evening, folks. I am gonna speak about something that is a little different, actually, and it's actually based on a different culture here in the United States: the Amish and the Mennonite culture. It's a very interesting culture between the two. I mean, I know I don't know any Mennonites or any Amish for that matter, but we're gonna talk about their cultures actually. I mean, if you want to get down the nitty gritty about how those cultures work. I mean, the difference between a Mennonite and a Amish works. Okay, we all know how the good old days were. Back in the good old days. No technology. We don't have the technology that we have today. We can't even communicate like we are right now. That's really what the Amish do. The Amish are not this way. This is not how the Amish work. If you were caught in the Amish community doing this, see ya. They'd ban you. There's certain things the Amish do that you're not allowed to do. I mean, literally, K through 8. When you are an Amish, K through 8 is literally how far along you go. Up through grade levels. And then after that, after 8th grade, you pretty much roll as like a senior to you. That's literally where you stop and graduate and go from there. Now, they don't drive vehicles. They're very, very strong conservative. Not conservative like voting wise. Now, I don't know how like Amish would vote. Same with Mennonites. I don't know how either one of them would vote. But Mennonites would be more liberal and are more liberal than Amish. Amish are more conservative, and Mennonites are far more liberal. Now, I don't know how either group would vote, obviously, so this here obviously explains a lot. Now, Mennonites, on the other hand, similar beliefs, just like the Amish. Go up till 8th grade, then you graduate. It's almost like high school to them. You graduate. They both learned German, aka Pennsylvania Dutch, because back in the good old days, they hated Germans. If you ever said the word Germans around them, oh, you're dead. I mean, you would understand what they were saying. I mean, that was during World War II. But since then, they've just used the word Pennsylvania Dutch because you don't want to say German. But since then, they've kind of backed off from that. That's kind of like a pushover now. That's no longer the thing. Now it's just German. Because they even say it in the class. An Amish person even said German and other things. Even Mennonites and Amish share the same class at times. But then they kind of back away and go their other separate ways. And people who are Amish, here's a person you should look up on YouTube. Look up Eli Yoder, who is a former Amish who is now living a normal life like me. And there's a thing that kind of disturbs me about his story. His sister is Amish, and to some of their beliefs, to go on their property, if you're once an Amish, you have to wear Amish clothes to go inside their property. If you were once an Amish, you have to wear Amish clothes to go on their property. Now, Amish clothes are pretty much, black pants or like dark pants and like light collars with suspenders. And men always wear a beard. I kind of find that weird. A beard with no mustache. Literally, that's how the Amish work. The Mennonites, literally a full beard and a mustache. That's how the Mennonites operate. Seems confusing. Does that really sound confusing? Now, Mennonites, on the other hand, how do they operate when it comes to transportation? This can be kind of confusing too. But the Amish also wear straw hats. Well, Mennonites normally don't have a straw hat. They have like little small hats. Well, the Mennonites, on the other hand, They drive vehicles in some states. In some communities, they drive vehicles. While Mennonites can also drive horse and buggy. You would probably be confused if you saw them with a horse and buggy. You'd think they're Amish. But they also believe in some sort of technology. All depends which community they're a part of. Because some are very highly conservative, some are very highly liberal. Same goes with the Mennonites. They're half conservative, half liberal. That's literally how they operate. But they're mostly liberal. I don't know how it comes to voting the Mennonite either. But the Mennonites, they can drive vehicles. Obviously, they have to abide by the same rules we do, obviously. But they have to get in the vehicles and get a valid driver's license and literally everything else that comes with it. And then lo and behold, how does that work? How does that work? Well, obviously Amish schools, in the good old days, you had a beard. You have a beard. Men always have a beard. Women have a plaid collared dress with a small little cap, while Mennonites, women still have a dress, but they don't necessarily have to wear a full dress. They just wear a partial dress. Women wore a dress with aprons and bonnets and bonnettes or something like that. I can't remember, but that's not necessarily how it works with your Mennonite. But similar beliefs, but not fully the same way if you are a Mennonite versus a Amish. Now, in the Amish versus Mennonite population, that's a significant difference. Literally, there's Mennonites in every single state versus Amish. You can go out in California, there's so many different Mennonites out there. And the same goes over here in Ohio. Ohio and Pennsylvania lead the nation in Mennonites and Amish, both. If you want to really find Amish, go to Amish country, which is up like the middle part of Ohio, northeastern Ohio, up in Holmes County. 48% of the county is Amish, and the 52% is just normal, average human being. And I'm sure there's a few Mennonites in there too. I'm not really sure the population of each county of Mennonites. But then you got Wayne County, Geauga County, which is a suburb of Cleveland, Geauga County is. Then you have other counties such as Coshocton County, Tuscarawas County, Stark County, Summit County. Very small percentage. I wouldn't say a necessarily big percentage number of Amish are in those counties. They get a pretty decent number in there, but Stark, Summit, and pretty much part of the Northeast, I would say, is pretty much there. Holmes County is pretty much your bullseye if you really want to find out where all of them are. Summit County. Not Summit, but Holmes County, Ohio. 52% normal, 48% Amish. Now, there are a few out in the western part of Ohio, like Hardin County, which is where I'm not sure if Eli Yoder was from there. I'm not really sure. You have to look him up. But his brother left the Amish as well, and he became a police officer. You had to watch the whole entire video to get an idea about why they left the Amish. And literally, there's some reasons why people leave certain cultures and become something like an average human being or other things of that nature. Some people left the Mennonites for just to become this kind of person, just to become an average person or everything. It is what it is. They just wanted to have more freedom or, every culture has a rule. If you have the rule, then you get banished from that culture. It's almost like you didn't pay the rent, so you're out of here. Being a part of this culture, the culture is the landlord. And if they find out you broke the rule of that culture, meaning you didn't pay the rent. So, see ya. You're out of here. Same goes with the Mennonites. Well, every human being, there is no rules and regulations of just being a normal human being other than you gotta follow the law, pay your rent, pay your bills, and all that other stuff. That's about the only thing you do have to follow. And follow the law, of course. Or else, you'll end up in jail. Which I don't think you want to end up in jail now, do you? So, with that being said, if you like this video, hit the like button, hit the bell for notifications. With that being said, I'm out of here. Peace.